Grand rising, everyone. I'm just about to go on my lovely walk. Um, so I wanted to give some advice about helping people with their addictions, because some people will be like, oh, they keep relapsing. They keep struggling with alcohol dependency, drugs, vapes, porn, all those kind of things. And normally an addiction is stemmed from something that's happened to you in your past, and you choose to mask it with something rather than facing your actual whatever's bothering you, your fears. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know some people get into, they're homeless and things happen and it seems like that's their only way out. But I'm on about working class people who are stuck in the rut, and they turn to cocaine once a week or alcohol and things like that, and then regret it afterwards. So they'll be in a loop and a cycle with it, and they'll do it, and then they'll feel this guilt and this shame and regret. That's if they got to that level. But if you're a kind of person and you're struggling, sorry, I'm trying to get the angle right because I'm aging, and anyway, this is not about my face. This is about helping people. So the one thing I can recommend is Kambo frog medicine, frog poison. And a lot of people will be like, oh, I'm not putting poison in my body. But you're putting poison in your body when you choose to put a chemical in there. You don't know what that cocaine's made of. Also, there's chemicals and alcohol, in alcohol. So it's just mind over matter. It's also fear of the unknown. But if you don't try something, you're not going to ever change something. So, you go into this. I can recommend someone who's absolutely amazing. You can go to Bristol. He comes to Cardiff. He's a shaman. And they put, they burn wherever it needs to be burnt. Mine was in the center of my back in a cross shape, believe it or not. And they burn a little bit of your back, and then they put the poison in. And obviously always give thanks to this animal, this frog, and hope that it's come from a sourced, a good reputable company that are not harming the frogs, killing them. But some people say, well, they're scaring the frogs by getting the poison off the top of the backs. Well, I understand this, and that's why you shouldn't abuse it. So if you're going to try it, maybe try it once, twice, 3 times max, and then I think no more than that, and always respect and give gratitude from your heart to that frog. So anyway, they put it in, and within seconds you start feeling sweaty, hot. Some people they got snot running through their nose, they're crying, or just I fainted, and the shaman come back and said, your soul's just come back to your body. So that was beautiful. Because I was going through a lot of problems at the time. So obviously your soul will dissociate from your body until it's ready to come back, until it feels safe. So anyway, and then you purge, you're sick for half an hour. And a lot of people go, oh, I don't want to do that. But then they can get drunk and feel like shit the next day or the next week, or be sick on a hangover, or when they're out drinking. Every time I look up, it's spiritual numbers I'm seeing again. So after half an hour you purge, and then you come around, then you have a nice soup and electrolytes to put back in your body, and you go home to rest. And then what it does is it purifies your body. So it takes away any any things that shouldn't be in your body, that's in your body, also your soul, your energetic field, your aura, your cells. And it's different for everybody, but for me, a month after, oh, sorry, I'll tell you just what happened the next day. I went for a walk and I could smell everything, everything. My senses were heightened. I could smell and taste the rain and smell the mud and hear ticking clocks and everything. Yeah, so all my senses were just like, whoom, And then nothing happened for a month. And then I started drinking. I was drinking alcohol down my friend's house, and I used to drink a lot of alcohol back then. And he had this beautiful whiskey, and I was drinking it, and I was like, my stomach was killing. So I carried on drinking. I was like, every time I drank. Well, of course, I was purified. So I knew then that that was poison that I was putting into my body, and it was hurting me. And from that moment on, I haven't touched alcohol since, or meat. And I was a big meat eater as well. So they were the two things that Kambo gifted to me to purify me, to make me feel, well, yeah, they were obviously two of my strongest addictions that needed to be removed. And when they got removed, since then, everything else is easier, because I don't turn to alcohol when I feel sad. I don't turn to alcohol when something gets me down, or something goes wrong, or something happens with work or my staff members, or a problem if me and my son used to argue or just have a disagreement, or I just got stronger and stronger. And I really realized that the alcohol I thought was making me stronger, but it was actually making me weaker. And every time I drink alcohol, I'd relapse, and I'd contact, a guy that I knew wasn't good for me, or just make silly mistakes, do silly things. And what drink does it keeps you stuck. And drink will turn to drugs, and drugs will turn to calling a bad man or a bad woman. So, if you wipe it off, if you can get rid of those addictions, other things you start being gifted with different abundance in your life. You start trying different things, because whereas you turn to alcohol, as a kind of, I'm relaxing now, I've had a hard day at work, you turn to something else. You turn to learning, you turn to reading, you turn to nature, you turn to socializing, you turn to going within, you turn to your soul and yourself. So, and obviously not eating meat has made me appreciate the animals more, and what they go through, and the actual pain that when you're eating them, when they die, the consciousness you take on. And just, it was bizarre, because I didn't first think that, but it started over time. I mean, I'm not to judge anyone on their path at the moment, and that's up to them. But all I know is my soul won't allow me to eat meat anymore. It just won't, because I've got to a different level of consciousness. And then the drink. So it'll be 5 years this October that I wouldn't have drank and ate meat. So I'm very proud of myself, but I think I needed that Kambo to help me. So I can't take all the credit, because I could have relapsed by now. Because I remember before I did that, so I did that in 2019. Before I did that, I wanted to stop drinking. I wanted to stop other things, and I kept doing well, and I'd be okay. And a month would pass, or a week would pass, or however long, and I'd go back, because there's so many temptations around, and you're so used to your patterns. So, yeah, this is to honor the sacred frog, the beautiful frog, and the beautiful medicine. And yeah, any questions, just let me know. If you got to the end of this video, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe and comment, and have a beautiful, blessed day. Ciao for now.